We are not live. So what is this show going to be called?
We've had some ideas.
Well, there's Mike and Ryan After Dark. There's Mike and Ryan Do It in the Kitchen. Mike and Ryan Do It on camera and in your ear.
This is a Family Guy.
It is Family Guy. This is I'm a Family Guy.
Ugh. Terrible show. Can we talk about how Family Guy's a terrible show? Have we all gotten to a point where we can admit that?
I stopped watching it 5 years ago. I can't even tell you if it's a good show or not. I just don't have the desire to seek it out and do anything about it to even see if it's a good show. Seth MacFarlane had a good movie though. A Million Ways to Die in the West. It was silly. It's good though.
DiCaprio was in that, right?
No, that was Django Unchained is what you're thinking of. And that was a Tarantino joint.
I've heard it both ways.
The 1 Million Ways to Die in the West was starring Charlize Theron, and it stars Neil Patrick Harris, and he sings a mustache song about how manly it is to have a mustache.
So, wait. Okay. Women can have mustaches. Number one. Let's get that out there.
No. They can't. No, they physically can have a mustache, but it's not going to stop me from judging them.
Okay. I saw a beautiful picture of a bride from India, and she had full
The biggest mustache you've ever seen.
No, she had full facial hair. It was thicker than yours, and it was beautiful. She had it.
No.
Yeah, no, she had it adorned with flowers. Honey,
That sounds awful.
she was beautiful. You know what? And that's how she is. Or do you not believe me?
No, I'm going to look this up and prove to you that it's not beautiful.
I think she was beautiful.
What do I type in?
Bearded bride?
Indian bearded bride.
Now, she might not have been Indian. I think she was from India.
That's if you Google caught that.
Check out these pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her.
No.
No, look at her.
Iris down.
You're gonna knock over your beer.
Holy moly, that is real.
She is real.
They said that. No, this picture is real. This photograph is real.
You can't see the beauty in that.
I guess the flowers in the hat are kind of pretty.
She's embracing who she is.
This podcast is going to get us divorced.
Well,
Welcome to the show, everybody. I don't know what we're going to call it yet. For now, we're going to call it Mike and Ryan After Dark. It's after 10 o'clock. The kids are in bed. And it's time for Ryan and I to talk into a giant black thing between us that you can see on video.
if you're watching the video version of this podcast.
Yes, that's true. This is a video podcast. It's not just an audio podcast. We do it in all the different mediums. We were originally going to call the show Mike and Ryan Do It Al Fresca because we thought it would be a fun little idea to go out on the porch and record a show. I thought it would be a good idea to go out on the porch and record a show, and then you reminded me about seasons.
Seasons and bugs.
Bugs don't bother me so much. We would have had candlelight. We could have done the podcast by Citronella candle.
The lighting would have been horrible.
We would have had our own pyro. We could have had entrance music. Coming down the aisle from Punta Gorda, Florida.
I don't want people to know information about me that they can, steal my identity with.
This show is called Mike and Ryan After Dark on the Mike Beatty Podcast Network on Mike Beatty Podcast versus the World network of shows.
My social security number apparently is.
Let's not go that far. Nobody wants to steal my identity. Nobody cares.
Pay some bills.
Yeah, they can pay our bills. That's fine. Find our electric bill. Pay it. I don't even know how much it is. I've been sitting here for 3 months and I haven't even had an electric bill yet.
That's true.
What? What's up with that?
Is that comedy you're working on?
That's my new character. That's my shocked, crazy situation character. What's going on with that? Complete with sip of beer afterward.
Drink my Sports 18 Coke.
So, my name is Mike. This is my lovely wife, Ryan. Say hi.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi. And we are married. We've been married for 5.5 years now.
Something like that.
Something like that, yes. And we both met at a television station. You were my boss. It was a scandal.
It wasn't a scandal until people found out about us.
Well, of course, nothing's a scandal until somebody finds out about it. Before that, it's just made up rumors or hearsay.
All I'm saying is there was zero speculation.
No, because nobody would think that you would date me.
No.
That's ridiculous. Look at you.
No.
No.
You were highly desired.
Of course I was. Look at this face.
You didn't have that facial hair.
No, I was clean shaven. And I was 25. I was a young buck. I couldn't have been 25 if we'd been really... Well, we'd dated for Yeah. Yeah, I was 25. No, I was 26. I don't know how old I am now. How old am I?
You're going to turn 33.
Oh, man, really? That's old. That's like the third double
Thank
digit.
God this is a video podcast so they can see the horrible faces I'm making at you because I'm older than you.
That's fine. You look great. I am a 33-year-old giant man-child.
Apparently, you look older than your sister who's 11 years older than you.
I know, right? My niece's boyfriend, who is, I don't know what, 10?
That would be really gross. 20.
20, yeah, okay. That's how you know I'm old. He's like 10 or something, right? Said that I was 45 years old. That
looked 45 years old.
No, he knew Jennifer was like 43 or 44. And he thought that I was her older brother.
Okay. You know that he practically lived in that house. So it would be advantageous of him...
For a little stupid to seep in?
To say, oh, your younger brother looks older than you, thus you look young, I practically live with.
There's a difference. There's a difference between your younger brother looks older than you than, oh, that's your older brother, right?
No, maybe he's just that calculated.
I don't like him.
That's okay. I wasn't...
Based solely on the fact that he called me 45 years old. I know nothing else about him.
I know he knows card tricks.
Oh yeah, he did magic. Our daughter liked that. That's a plus, I guess.
No, because it kept going after we left Michigan.
I don't see her doing magic tricks anymore.
You didn't... You were up here for 3 months while we were down in Florida.
Was it like Magic Central down there?
Oh my god.
Remember Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Did you ever play Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, I had a pretty sweet deck, actually. I mean, I was really bad at it, but I played.
Was your deck unbeatable?
I had a card that was practically unbeatable, yeah.
But it was just one card.
Yes, one card that if I happened to draw...
If you threw the hammer down, if that card got drawn and it got placed on the table, you walked away with your table with arms in the air in victory.
It would have made it virtually impossible to kill me, so eventually, yes, I would have won.
I had an unbeatable deck.
What colors were they?
Red. They were all goblins.
It was just a straight red.
Yeah, straight red.
You're one of those.
Goblins. Although we played with jacked up rules, so it wasn't a regulation. We thought the regular rules of Magic were kind of boring. So we had this thing where we could store mana.
Rules?
No, we could store mana.
Oh, okay.
And because we could store mana, like when I had my Goblin Towers and my Goblin Kings and my Goblins all working together, it was impossible to beat me. So I kind of killed Magic the Gathering for my friends and I.
People stopped playing with me because the handful of times that I drew that card, as crappy a player as I was, they didn't like that, knowing that I was that bad that they could not beat me.
Yeah.
My deck was white and blue.
I like those colors. I put them on our Christmas tree once in a while.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. We're not Jewish. It's the Christmas tree.
Some Jewish people celebrate Christmas. I've known some.
Yeah, the heathen Jews.
No, just the secular part of Christmas.
All right, no, we're not gonna get. Let's not get started on that.
Like my favorite Jewish person in the world, her favorite thing to eat is a bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah, that's because she knows bacon is great. I dig on swine, as Samuel L. Jackson would say. Don't dig on. No, it's John Travolta who dug on swine. Samuel L. Jackson thought they were disgusting creatures, wouldn't eat them. Name the movie.
That one where they're in the car and Samuel L. Jackson has the bad hair. And so does John Travolta, for that matter.
I'll allow it. I think that's in the actual description of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not good at naming things on the spot. It's like if I were to be on a game show like Jeopardy or something, and I'd be like, what's 2 + 2? Yeah, that would be me.
What's the tallest mountain in the world?
Kilimanjaro?
No.
Yes, again.
Mount Everest.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
What's the tallest mountain in the United States?
The one in Alaska.
That's correct.
The one that Sarah Palin's house is on top of.
It's the one that one of my favorite cars is named after. It's a nickname, the Denali.
That's in Alaska.
Mount McKinley.
It's in Alaska.
What's the highest point in Florida?
Oh, okay, so what's above sea level? Oh, wait, that's New Orleans.
There's a hill in northern Florida near Tallahassee that's 310 feet tall. I climbed it once.
So you're gonna lie on this podcast? You're not climbing any hills.
No, I'm not climbing any. Look at me. Are you kidding me?
People can only see you from, like, the shoulders up. You could be just, like,
Extremely ripped.
You could be built like Dean Ambrose, for all they know, who has freakishly large arms.
See, I'm going to cut the video off right there because it looks like I could be ripped, but you can't see the giant roll of fat down here. I was the only one that didn't complain about walking today during our little trip into the city.
Okay.
Oh, that and our son, who got pushed the entire time.
Who pushed him most of the time?
It doesn't matter. This is irrelevant facts.
Okay. Who's been city walking for 3 months?
Me?
Who hasn't been city walking for 3 months?
You?
Who would be more accustomed to it in our group?
Me? Who weighs 350 pounds? Me? Who doesn't? You.
They don't know that from, like, here. From here down, I could just, like, balloon out. You really didn't think she was pretty?
No!
Why can't you just embrace people for what they look like?
I don't care what... I'm not saying she's a bad person. She's not pretty.
I think she was beautiful.
Okay. That doesn't say much for me.
Well, you're not beautiful, honey. You're handsome. You're a guy.
For those who are only listening to the audio version, I will post a picture of the thing on the picture of the woman on Facebook page, facebook.com/Mike Beatty versus the world.
Hey, you got it right. Good job.
Hey, only 14 minutes in.
I thought of something.
What's that?
If you try to line up the audio and the video and want to edit out any kind of silence, there's going to be all sorts of weird holes in the video. Or, like, stop animation.
Could just do a series of pictures. I should have done, like, a time-lapse. I've never used the time-lapse function on the iPhone or the iPad before.
Like, we could do it like a silent movie, except not silent.
Like, oh, yeah. What are you doing today?
Wow, that'd be like the most terrible video podcast.
It would be. This is probably up there. So we met at work. You were my boss, technically. It was like an office-based situation. I had 8 bosses. You were one of them.
That's true.
And we got together. It was a scandal, eventually. But then I got promoted to the same position you, so you and I were equals, so it was not a problem anymore. No, only a couple people had a problem with it, first of all. Only a couple of people. Everyone else, the important people that matter in this world, did not. So, that's how we got together. But do you want to tell the story about the how our flirting began? I think it's a cute story.
You tell it so much better. I don't remember the exact wording, even though I was the one who...
We both work in television, and we were both in the booth together. She was technical directing / directing a cut-in or something, a news, like a post-show recording or something. And I was doing the computer graphics, and those two stations are right next to each other. And we're all on headsets, and we're all trying to make each other laugh, pretty much. That's pretty much the goal of a lot of us as PAs. Like, to do our job and to try to make everybody laugh.
Kind of like the goal of this podcast is to
exactly
maybe make people laugh.
Maybe, possibly. Maybe. And so, you were just mentioning about how much you hated your last name.
Which was Bush at the time.
Yes, and you know, because of the negative connotations for Bush, both as a Republican.
No, seriously. Like, the political part was way worse than any other implication.
Okay, yeah.
Way worse. I mean, when the senior Bush was in office, it was, oh, are you related? Growing up with that. And then even...
Especially being from Florida.
Yes. And then when he left office, his son being governor, oh, are you related? No. And then when GW was elected, oh, are you related? Yes. Looking around for Secret Service, and yeah, I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah.
Why not?
We're related. Why not?
Why not? Just cool. Yeah, just go away.
Yeah.
You're probably one of the most democratic people I know, in terms of like all of your political stances, and that we're not going to get into political debates on the show. At least that's not my intention. I started off our relationship as a Republican. I have shifted a bit
to apparently the Green Party.
Yes, the Green Party. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What's going on, though, is that I mentioned, you're like, oh, I hate my last name. I hate my last name. And you looked at me like Beatty. It's such a cool last name. Now, I'm not a huge fan of my last name, but it's cool. Like, if it's in the songs, like my name, Mike Beatty, like, oh, where could Mike Beatty be? He was just here recently. Like, that kind of stuff is hysterical, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I took the opportunity, thinking you were cute, and thought, I was your friend, and I liked you kind of, like, had a little crush on you. So I was like, we can make this happen.
That's true.
And that was like the first bit of flirtatious between us.
I didn't remember that happening in the booth.
Oh, it was in the booth. Everybody, at least 2 or 3 other people heard it over headsets.
I mean, I know other people were privy to the conversation. I just thought it happened in the production hall.
Right. No, it was definitely in the booth.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
So there's an ear check somewhere with that.
Somewhere in the
annals of
the annals of Waterman Broadcasting.
Well, that would be more accurate, but.
So that was like the first, and then we got to know each other a little bit better, and then we both had Blackberries. And
remember when Blackberry was?
They were huge. I had mine for free. My brother sent me a free Blackberry.
I paid for mine.
Yeah. So I was once again freeloading off the man being my brother. And so we were doing BlackBerry Messenger, because before there were iMessage, on their iPhones, there was BlackBerry Messenger. It's okay. I'm not going to drop my iPhone. I'm not the one in this relationship that drops iPhones.
I thank God for OtterBox, I'll tell you.
That'll be a story for another podcast. So we started messaging each other, and, it was just normal stuff, like after work, yada, 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 what's going on. But once in a while, there would be some flirtatious stuff going on. Then this girl right here hit me with the most out of left field comment I've ever heard in my never thought it would ever come out of her mouth, knowing her the way I did.
I think you need to give them a little more background about me, because right now you're describing me as the most democratic person you know, which therefore implies the most liberal person.
Here's what you need to know about Ryan, is that she's only sworn out loud. I don't know if you ever swear in your head or not. Out loud 3 times in your life, documented. They are notarized and filed away in the Library of Congress or something.
One is actually on file somewhere because it was in a police report.
Okay. So.
No, 2 were in a police report and 1 was not.
Okay, so 2 times you were forced to quote somebody who had sworn.
Yes.
The other time you swore on your own. So this is the kind of person Ryan is. So she hits me with this line. We were talking about Saved by the Bell. And our flirtatious level had reached about 5 or 6, 7, around that range. So I told her that, it's going to happen. Sometimes when we're together, I'm going to think about Zach Morris. Zach Morris is going to pop into my head. And so you hit me back with the very next message. That's okay. As long as whenever he pops into your head, you pop your head into me.
great. That was
No,
like,
that was like
the perfect
that was
retort.
like I'm going to marry this woman. That was when I knew. So the very next day in my locker, there was a picture of Zach Morris taped to it.
That was true. I definitely did that.
And then it just progressed from there.
You can't really go back after that. That was basically like me proposing to you.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And 5.5 years later, here we are.
At that point, though, I was still your supervisor.
6.5 years later. Yeah, well, you're definitely, that was sexual harassment to a T.
But we weren't at work.
Well, yeah, but I guess putting Zach Morris in somebody's locker by itself is not sexual harassment. Although
What if it were?
It's like written somewhere in a law in Florida. It's like, you can't like,
have like Saved by the Bell photographs. And...
No Kelly Kapowski, no Zach Morris, Screech and Slater are okay.
I don't think Slater. I think that Screech and Elizabeth Berkley before Showgirls would have been okay.
Who even thought that she was going to be the one to go completely like sleaze?
Okay, is Showgirls the one where...
Showgirls is bad. Showgirls was rated NC-17.
Wasn't there like a plot though?
Well, it's a movie. I mean, like...
No, okay, no. It's not all movies have plots.
It wasn't a, like, we're just going to shoot people having sex porn movie.
Right.
It was somewhere in between, like, a really raunchy teen sex comedy and the softcore stuff you see on HBO. Although I think the softcore stuff you see on HBO is technically rated R, and this was rated NC-17.
But that's because it was a major motion picture made for mass.
For seeing in the what do you call it? The theater, the place where you go with the giant cinema. Screens and the popcorn and the sticky floors.
Are you gonna go to the show?
Especially after that movie.
That happened with Pee Wee Herman just north of where we. Yeah.
That's a Florida. Of course, that would be a Florida story.
That'd be a Florida story.
That's a Pee Wee Herman Florida story.
Can we revive the old "Oh Florida" sound effect?
Oh Florida! Oh, I don't even remember how that went. It was really bad. It was the stupidest soundbite of all time.
It didn't even sound like it was saying "Oh Florida."
No, it didn't. It was like the worst digital like changing of somebody's voice of all time. And that was on a show called Headshot Radio with the greatest digital change of someone's voice of all time, Captain America.
Headshot Radio is by far the funniest podcast I've ever listened to.
Before now.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an experiment, by the way. We're just gonna see. I thought it would be a good idea because Ryan, you're never able to be on our other shows because of the kids. So that was the whole concept of Mike and Ryan After Dark, is it was after the kids went to bed. This is how we're spending our Friday night, people.
Sorry.
So I was talking to you about this the other day, because I was at the Avanti Market at work, the Avanti Lounge.
Yeah, okay.
Which is what we call our break room at work.
I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Because this thing called Avanti runs like a sophisticated, basically vending service, where they're actually not in machines, but you have to like pick out your item and scan it under the thing, and you get your snack for work. So I would say probably 3 times a week I do this to either get like a soda or a bag of chips or something. And I was trying to think, I ate something the other day I haven't had in a really, really long time. And it got me thinking, as I was eating it, I was just in complete snacking bliss. Like, it was just like perfection in my mouth as I was chewing on it. It was like the saltiness and the meat and the
texture.
The texture. Oh my god, it was so good.
Why do you keep going like this? Like
it's for the video, people.
But they couldn't see it. It was like below video level.
Well, there you go. I let you have the joke. And it was a Slim Jim. I haven't had a Slim Jim in like, I don't know how long, like 3 years. When I was on the Atkins diet, I used to eat those things all the time because it was like 0.5 carbs per stick. I could eat like 40 of those without going on my carb limit for the day. and still
like
still lose weight.
And your arteries are like, why?
Maybe, but I was losing the pounds. The pounds was dropping, and then I started working at the television station, and the pounds be coming back.
You were definitely trimmer.
Yes, I was under 300 pounds when I started, and then I'm back up to 350. You know,
I thought you were gay.
that's true.
That's a story for another time.
You thought I wouldn't? In my Kevin Owens T-shirt and cotton shorts.
Okay. You did not.
I totally look like a gay guy. Look at me.
You did not wear. You did not wear this ensemble
Ensemble.
to work.
No, I didn't, but nobody wears this ensemble to work except for Derek.
That's true.
That's true. Derek at our... I got my... If you've listened to other shows on the Mike versus the World Podcast Network, you know who Derek is. He does the show 3 Count Radio, pops on the other show once in a while. He went through a phase for like maybe a week. He wore nice clothes to work and then saw what everyone else was wearing.
As you do when you start a new job
Right.
somewhere and you're not exactly sure what's
And
going
then it took him a week to start wearing his wrestling shirts. It took me two years to start wearing my wrestling shirts.
That's because it took you 2 years
to buy a wrestling. That's true.
shirts. Brad.
Well, I was into wrestling about maybe 3 months after I started at Waterman. But I didn't get so into it that I started buying shirts until like 2 years later.
How many do you own now?
A lot.
Hey, see, the segue, we can segue back because you have a Macho Man shirt.
That's true. Who enjoys the Slim Jims.
Or used to.
Used to enjoy them. I'm pretty sure he still would enjoy them if he could. Because I'm pretty sure it's the snack of choice in heaven because they are angelic.
And I'm pretty sure it was a heart attack he died of while he was driving.
Maybe. It's possible.
That poor man.
Like I can do a little bit of miming here. I'm just driving my car down the Sarasota Highway going up to Tampa, Florida on I-95. That's on the other side of the state because I don't know my directions because I'm possibly having chest convulsions in my upper artery region. My aorta does not feel like it has a very good flow of the red-blooded American Slim Jim. I lost my train of thought.
So...
And that's... I'm pretty sure that's how Macho Man died.
So Slim Jims are your favorite snack of choice?
No, they're not my snack of choice.
They're just the perfect snack food.
They are the best tasting snack food.
So what's your favorite snack food?
That's like probably regular Lay's potato chips.
Because my favorite and best tasting are the same.
What is that?
That would be Pico de Gallo and tortilla chips.
You look at me like, you know this. We talked about this the other day. I'm trying to set you up for the podcast that we're recording right now.
We're doing a video show and an audio show. So the moment is to breathe, to build anticipation, because we know that the, 3 people watching...
No, except for people at home who are like, did she freaking forget what her favorite snack was? Like, really? Why the pause? I don't get it. That was my Jim Gaffigan impersonation.
I can see it.
Yeah. Like, why is she doing that? Why is she making the face? Maybe she wants some Hot Pockets.
He has a really funny bit about home birth.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorite comedy routines. That's true.
Pico de Gallo.
Pico de Gallo.
Ryan starts talking about home birth. It's time to sway the conversation in another direction because the show does not want to be much. We've already hit the half-an-hour mark. That was going to be the cutoff point.
Right. Stay tuned to hear about Pico de Gallo and home birth. Not having any more babies for a while.
No. So Pico de Gallo, chips and high quality salsa, essentially.
Not salsa.
It's a type of salsa.
No.
It's a type.
No, listen. That's the difference. It can't just be salsa. It has to specifically be Pico de Gallo for it to be perfect.
So it has to have the words Pico de Gallo on the salsa label. You know I'm going to antagonize you a little bit on the show just for comedic reasons.
Maybe, but... Okay. Slim Jims versus pico de gallo. The most processed, non-recognizable whatever.
Freaking delicious.
That had packed with flavor. I don't know quite what flavor, but packed with flavor.
All of them.
Versus,
all the savory in the world.
versus actual food that's still recognizable and tastes amazing.
Listen, when our troops fighting our wars across the seas ask for snacks, they do not ask for pico de gallo.
You don't know that.
They ask for red-blooded, snap into a Slim Jim, beef jerky sticks, possibly nacho flavored, possibly jalapeno flavored, mostly mild, maybe medium, beautiful sticks of beef jerky.
That's because pico de gallo doesn't keep in the field.
No, it would not. That'd be a terrible desert snack. Hey guys, we just got a shipment of pico de gallo.
Now, to be fair, they would probably really enjoy actual.
It's rancid.
Just like on the trip over there, it probably wouldn't do so well.
They could make their own. They could grow like little army gardens, make their own pico.
Maybe they do.
Maybe. I posted this question on my personal face. That's how much I actually wanted answers to it, so I didn't post it on the Mike vs. the World site, which only has like 50 likes. Please like Mike vs. the World, Mike Beatty vs. the World on Facebook. Please. Come on, we're adorable. Look, I brought my wife onto the show to try to boost the ratings.
That was mistake number 3.
No, it is not. This is the third show on the Mike vs. the World podcast network.
That's why it's mistake number 3.
Show number 4 that I'm working on now is going to be called Party Central with the fellas.
That will be much better than this.
That show is going to be a train wreck.
But it's going to be a hilarious train wreck.
It probably will be a hilarious train wreck. But this is also hilarious. But I posed this question on my personal... I got 4 responses. James, who is a longtime listener of our podcast and Facebook fan in real life, says fried okra. It's a side, but I count it. I like me some fried okra.
You didn't think you would. I introduced you to it.
That's true. But it made me think about what else would I like deep fried? Because okra by itself is probably gross.
Deep fried Slim Jims?
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
That would be...
Can we attempt that?
No.
There's like this 4-pack I can get from work. It's like $1.29.
We don't have a deep fryer.
We have a cast iron skillet that we can put frying oil in. Do you forget the delicious morsels of Mongolian chicken that I made in that thing?
You can't bread it. It won't stick to it.
Sure. Yeah, you can. Bread, a sticking agent, like eggs or something, right? Alton Brown. Where's Alton Brown when we need him?
Well, he's not going to help you make deep fried Slim Jims. I can guarantee you that.
Send a tweet to Alton Brown. How do I make deep fried Slim Jims? This is very important.
Did you mean Amanda Brown?
No, I did not. God, Siri is useless.
She is. Wouldn't
that be funny if it just called Amanda and said that in the Siri voice? How do I make deep fried Slim Jims? This is important. Her husband, though, would probably be all about it. He loves deep frying stuff.
He absolutely would. Although I think that he's trying to eat healthier because of his health problems.
What are we drinking tonight? I'm drinking a Labatt Blue.
I'm drinking Coca-Cola.
As you would.
As I would. Did you know that once upon a time I preferred Pepsi?
I mean...
Okay.
Everybody did stupid things when they were younger. What about Crystal Pepsi? What about Pepsi Blue?
What?
What about Wild Cherry Pepsi?
Okay, I don't like anything cherry.
Play that funky cola, white girl.
The only cherries I like are Rainier cherries. I don't think
those aren't real cherries.
I don't believe you.
A Rainier cherry is not a real cherry.
It's a cherry.
It's like a little red mini plum.
It's something poor people are having to listen to.
It's not a real cherry. Are Rainier cherries actual cherries?
Let me check on that. Here's what I found on the web for our Rainier cherry.
We're going to go to the prestigious website known as wisegeek.org because this is non-for-profit. They just want to get the word out, like CanadianSexActs.org. Rainier cherries are especially large, sweet cherries developed by the researchers at Washington State University. These cherries are highly prized in the Pacific Northwest for their superior flavor and several nations, including Japan, also import large amounts of them when they are in season. As a general rule, these cherries are more costly than other cherry varieties, but some consumers feel the added price is worth the superb flavor. They don't even taste like real cherries.
That's why they taste so good.
I like regular cherries.
Gross.
I like all kinds of cherries. I like, what do you call those things?
Maraschino?
Maraschino cherries. Oh, they just garnish
Medicinal.
drinks so good. Drinks so good.
Tastes like medicine.
I can see that.
So
But I love artificial cherry flavor though.
That's
So
so disgusting. I really don't like artificial flavor. Coca-Cola.
well, there's nothing artificial about Coke.
No, just genetically modified high fructose corn syrup and caramel
Listen,
color that's
Are
carcinogenic.
you just gonna tell me that Rainier cherries aren't genetically modified? Like, they just freaking said it in that article that they were invented.
What do you think, like, crossbreeding is with different...
Exactly. People have been genetically modifying crops for years.
Okay. There's genetically modifying something in a lab, and then there's, like, taking...
Splicing it with, like, frog DNA
Yes.
and making dinosaurs, change sexes.
I don't know where you're going.
There's a difference between crossing two types of flowers and making a new type of flower and injecting something so radical into something else's DNA that changes it completely.
Exactly.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Okay, thank you. I'm like, please tell me.
No, we're
you
not.
can
We
tell a
are
difference.
not going to get into the Monsanto debate right now either.
That's because Monsanto is horrible. There's no debate.
No, because Monsanto will shut us down immediately.
That's true too.
My friend Samantha from high school says, I like an apple with some sun butter. Sun butter! Somebody else knows what sun butter is.
I know, I thought we were the only ones. Everyone always looks at us crazy when we go to a store and ask about it.
We should buy stock in sun butter.
No. Although with the skyrocketing amount of peanut allergies, there probably is money there.
Eric's cousin. We listened to Eric on the last show of Mike vs. the
that's
World.
Eric's cousin?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I always wondered who that was when I saw them comment.
She says Pringles. I guess. I mean, it's like maybe 6th or 7th on the chip hierarchy, but I guess. I say who bought a box of Pringles from Costco the other day,
That's true.
but they were cheap, and they were also snack size, where I could just grab one and go.
That's true.
I pay for convenience a lot. And our former next-door neighbor in Florida across the street from my mom's house, Allie, who's also my birthday twin,
That's true.
says Pringles and popcorn.
I wonder if she was meaning together.
You know what? That might not be awful.
We should try that. I mean, by we, I mean you, because I'm not eating that.
I can make that right now. We could test it out on this. We could, there's a microwave, see? I have popcorn in the cupboard over there and some Pringles. We could test it out.
You know what's good together?
When
you go to a movie theater and you take movie theater nachos
Okay.
with cheese, obviously, copious amounts of cheese.
Okay.
The jalapenos that come with it, if you opt to get the jalapenos.
I usually don't.
I do. And then you eat it with popcorn on the chip with the cheese
Okay.
and snow caps.
No.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So good. So amazing.
Snow caps are like.
No, you...
eh,
Okay, I know snow caps by themselves are
They're
kind of...
basically semi-sweet chocolate chips with some weird inedible substance coating them.
I don't know how to pronounce the word.
But I
Nonpareils?
cannot believe that you like those. They seem like
No.
so anti-Ryan.
But you have to... But they're okay, they're semi-sweet, they're not sweet. That's
Okay.
part of the reason they're okay.
Right.
And those
But
things are edible.
it's the
on
candy
them.
shell stuff that I wouldn't think that you'd be at all
The
about.
white nonpareils.
Yeah,
I don't know
the things,
what
yeah,
they're
the little gross things on
They're
them.
fine. Yeah, I brush like the excess off, so it's not like copious amounts.
Why don't you just get like a bag of chocolate chips?
Because it would melt more.
Not by much.
It would melt more. And I'm telling you, the texture and the flavor of everything together sounds like it would be terrible. You are not making that on the show.
I'm not. I'm getting myself another beer.
Okay. So yeah, that's actually a really tasty combination.
You said that. People thought we were crazy the night we combined Cinnamon Toast Crunch with buttered popcorn. That was
Sweet and salty.
fantastic.
Buttery and cinnamony.
Trail mix.
trail mix. Think about it. Okay, so how do you make actual like cinnamon toast? You butter bread, you sprinkle cinnamon on, and then you essentially pan fry it.
Fairly sure that butter is a prerequisite in any food that tastes good. That was the sound of agreement right there.
Sorry, audio listeners. So, yeah, I mean, so when you think about it, you're just adding the salty element to something that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know why people thought that was crazy. It was really good.
I mean, I would not eat it because it's cheese and butter and popcorn and chocolate. These are all things I love.
Would you eat it combined?
Yes, I would eat it combined.
The only problem with that as a movie snack. Okay, there's two problems with that as a movie snack. Problem number one is that's a lot of like movie theater food expense.
Uh-huh.
Because
that's like $35 right there.
Yeah. Because you're going to have a drink with it,
Hashtag only slightly joking.
And problem number two is I cannot, thank you for moving me forward. I can't eat, what are they called, snow caps?
Mm-hmm.
Without inevitably dropping one down my shirt.
Okay.
And having melted chocolate all over my bra and all over my chest. And I'm apparently not the only woman who has this problem. Because I've talked to other women.
I don't see a problem here.
You're not the one who has to wash the chocolate out of your bra.
I could wash the chocolate out of your bra.
No, you wouldn't. You would say you would, and then you wouldn't.
I used to do all the laundry.
But you would just be like, there's chocolate stain on the bra. It's okay. No one's going to see it.
No, you would
but
give me
me.
special instructions. Like, there's a chocolate stain on this bra. Take care of it. That's not true. Chimed in here, last minute entry from Dustin. Also,
Dustin!
Mike versus the World regular with nachos.
Timely.
I don't know what he qualifies as nachos, but
Well, it would clearly be chips and nacho cheese.
you know who has the best nachos? Joe's Crab Shack. Their crab nachos are so good.
I still think I'd rather have movie theater nachos. It's my one junk food.
Remember when we bought that powdered nacho cheese from Gordon's?
Yes, and it wasn't spicy enough.
It wasn't spicy, but it was powdered. And then you put it on the stove for like 3 minutes and it becomes like the stuff you buy in the movie theater.
Okay, to be fair, it wasn't just powder and you add heat and it becomes liquid. You added liquid to it and then the powder...
Okay, I like my version better.
And then science happens.
And then an angel comes down from above, a nacho angel. Because nacho, ordinary angel, and blesses the cheese on the stove.
You know what would make the show funnier?
What's that?
Is if you could get Dustin to play the part of Ryan.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Dustin is so funny, though.
Dustin's a funny guy.
Dustin might be like your very close second funniest friend.
You know Derek's gonna watch this and be like,
He's the funniest.
he's gonna say that she is going to say that he's the funniest, and I'm going to die.
Derek and you are my two favorite comedians.
That's crazy.
Followed by Jim Gaffigan.
Couldn't even say it with a straight face.
Oh, but that one skit about home birth is really funny. Oh, I'm sorry you wanted to have your baby in a hospital where someone died in the hospital gown or something like that because I can't tell jokes like a comedian does.
That's pretty sure that's accurate. Knowing Jim Gaffigan.
Have I never made you watch that skit?
No, you have.
I was going to say you had to have seen it. There's no way that you haven't.
I think since we are going to like 45 minutes here, maybe we can table this next discussion topic for next week, if we do decide to do this as a weekly show. But let's end the show with something that I found on Twitter earlier today.
Oh, great.
Hashtag what I would tell my 18-year-old self. So can you think of something that you would tell your 18-year-old self? Because mine's easy. Mine would be, whatever spare change you have, like whatever you have to do, steal it. Do anything. Sell your body. Put all of it into Apple stock. Don't be scared that it's $18 a share. I know it's a little high for you back in, just graduated high school and all. But don't worry, because today, that same stock is worth $100 more than that.
Do you know why Apple's so successful?
Why?
Because they started strong.
Because of this, the iPhone?
Because they started planting seeds of product branding.
Apple seeds?
Yes. With programming like Doogie Howser.
So this is Neil Patrick Harris's fault.
It is.
Okay.
Like, when you think about it, like, really think about it. When you think of something iconic, and you think of someone using a computer in our generation, are the Oregon Trail generation, and then, the millennials after it. I'm not a fan of the millennials.
Stinking millennials.
When we think about
consumers of this show.
People love being abused. You think about how they strategically place themselves, not in an overt way, not like in your face Apple branding, just very subtly. It was there. It was always there, and it was what concluded the episode. And so that always registered in your mind. And what computers were in schools? They put Apple computers in schools when you're in elementary school. So that's the first thing you think about when you think about technology. And they don't do it in a like crazy in your face way. And so then as you get older and you make money and you become a consumer, you go back to the thing that's the most familiar to you.
That may be the most brilliant thing I've ever heard you say.
Okay. Why?
Because I never thought about it. It's like all the people that grew up with those Apple computers in their schools and watching Doogie Howser and all that kind of stuff are the people who went out and bought iPhones on day one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And now they've taken over the world.
Yeah. Thank you, Neil Patrick Harris.
As we record this on an iPad.
Using our
iPhones. Apple, pay us. This is like free advertising.
They're like, not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. Are you kidding me? Like, we'll take you off the internet.
I cannot possibly be the only person who's made this connection.
I'm sure you're not, but you're the first time I've ever heard it.
Oh.
If I haven't heard it, it's new to me.
That's true.
Absolutely. So do you have a hashtag? What I would tell myself 18? Or whatever?
Well, you always like spring things.
Oh yeah, here's an easier one. What's your favorite Neil Patrick Harris role?
Dr. Horrible.
Yeah, Dr. Horrible is fantastic. We should conclude the show with a Dr. Horrible song.
Okay.
A cappella. Anyone with half a brain could see that humankind has gone insane. To the point where I don't know if I'll affect the status quo if I throw poison in the water main. Listen here to everybody's heart and hear that breaking sound. So true and falling apart, crashing to the ground. I cannot believe my eyes, how the world's filled with filth and lies. But it's plain to see evil inside of me is on the rise.
He had a much easier part to sing than Penny did. I'm tone deaf to begin with.
I thought for sure that after my performance there that you were just going to take the ball and run
Absolutely
with it.
not.
Of course not.
We want at least one viewer to come back.
By the way, the correct answer is Barney Stinson. Lawyered!
Literally.
True. Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. Thank you for watching and enjoying the show. I'm going to assume you enjoyed the show because you made it to the 50-minute mark. Either that or you really like looking at this ear. It's a pretty sexy ear, I'm not going to lie.
I think that is my favorite year of your 2 years.
Okay, I'm glad you have a favorite. We're learning something new about each other every day.
Well, just you gotta keep the spark alive.
Check out the website. It's Mike Beatty versus the world.blogspot.com. Like me on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Mike Beatty versus the world. Follow me on Twitter, _at Mike versus the world. I do not know if you have any social media that you want to give out on this show. I don't think you do.
Nope.
Yeah, I will give you the password to _Mike versus the world. So you can tweet on that if you wanted to. I think you're an admin of the Facebook page too.
Not anymore. When you deactivate a Facebook account and then you get back on, you
Oh,
lose
okay.
your
So I have
admin
to remake.
status on
I have to
everything.
remake you an admin then.
Yeah, and in the fellows page.
Really?
Yeah.
Haven't-
Anything you're an admin on.
Nothing's really been said in that. Oh, you're still in the page, but you're not an admin anymore.
Yeah, you lose any admin status unless you run the page.
Because Facebook thinks you're fickle. Like if this person's just deactivate their Facebook account, I'm not going to let them be in charge of anything. That's the voice of Facebook.
I was gonna say that is the voice of one of our old coworkers.
Which one?
The one that sounds like that. I don't like naming names.
If you know us in real life, play the guessing game. Ryan may answer you on Facebook.
I might.
He might. Alrighty, so thank you for joining us. This may be a weekly thing on the old. This is the first YouTube video for this. And
People on YouTube are mean, honey.
I'll disable the comments.
There you go.
We'll never know. It'll just be a thing. There's going to be like 5 views. Don't worry about it.
You'd be surprised. I had a stalker. A couple. It's not cool.
No, it's not.
People have no time on their hands if they stalk this. For real. Oh, that's what I would tell my 18-year-old self. Hey, stop trusting stalkers. True story.
Stop giving stalkers little snacks, little chocolates, little Hershey's Kisses. I'm not implying. I'm just making jokes. I'm not implying that you actually did any of these things.
Stop dropping chocolate down your shirt. It makes them think that you want them to retrieve it. I didn't.
Thank you for listening to the show, Mike and Ryan After Dark. Join us next time when it's even more After Dark. We'll get a little bit more dark next episode. I don't know what that means. We'll turn a light off.